Hello friends, this is Normal here for Technique, and in this video we're going to do the detailed camera review of the Moto M. So the Moto M comes with a rear 16 megapixel camera with f2.0 aperture. It has face detection, autofocus, dual tone, dual LED flash, and default auto HDR mode. But unlike the camera on the Moto G4 Plus, so this lacks the laser autofocus functionality. There is face detection autofocus, but laser autofocus is not available on the Moto M. And on the front camera we have an 8 megapixel shooter, again an upgrade from the Moto G4 Plus, which has a 5 megapixel shooter. So it's a good combination, 16 and 8 megapixel combination on the Moto M. And now let's go into the camera interface and see how the camera interface performs and what all features it offers. So let's open the camera app, and you can see this is a quite different camera app when compared to the default Moto apps. So we can see that Lenovo has implemented the Lenovo's camera app into the Moto M, and you can see the option to switch to front facing camera. There is an auto HDR option, then option to toggle the flash and the regular settings. So here we have some default settings like aspect ratio, photo resolution, snap mode, and video recording is at full HD. That's the maximum resolution available. There's no 4K recording, and some default options. And if you go to the modes, we have this Pro mode, panorama, art nightscape, and FX. So if you go to the Pro mode, we have this option to select the option with a radial interface. So that's something really good, but not too many options are included. Very simple interface, but it's not the default Moto interface we have been seeing on the Motorola camera, like the Moto G4 Plus and the Moto Z Play. So that's that way it is quite different. So if you select the FX, there are some added effects included. You can just select this FX. So that's the camera app of the Moto M. And if you go to the video recording mode, again you can see there is option to turn on the flash and switch on the front facing camera. So it's a pretty simple interface, so does the job pretty well. There's no added features like different modes included, except for the manual mode, which offers manual control over the photos. So that is the camera interface. Now let's go straight into the camera samples, which we have taken in different light conditions. So first up, let's have a look at the daylight shots, which we have taken in bright sunlight and outdoor conditions. So here are the daylight shots, and you can see that the daylight shots have come quite good. There is ample amount of detailing, and the color quality also looks pretty good for a phone in the mid-range category. So overall, the daylight shots have come pretty good. Colors are pretty spot on, and overall clarity of the photos looks quite good. Now looking at the macro shots or the close-up images, again you can see that it does perform pretty well with close-up images. There is a bokeh effect added to the macro shots or the close-up images that makes the photos even better. Again, the color quality is impressive in the close-up shots. But one thing we notice that since this does not have the laser autofocus, focusing does take a bit of time, more than what we have seen on the Moto G4 Plus or even the Moto Z Play. So that is there because it has only the face detection autofocus and there is no laser autofocus. But that's not a major concern because the focusing is pretty spot on and does the job pretty well. And if you are still not able to focus, you can just tap this viewfinder and use the tap to focus option. So these are the daylight shots taken with the Moto M, and now let's go to the low light images taken with the Moto M. And this is one area where we feel the Moto M was not that impressive as the daylight shots, while the low light images captures were pretty good for a phone in the mid-range category. If you zoom in and see, there's a lot of noise in the photos, and when it goes to ultra low light conditions, the noise increases considerably, and it's not really the best performance we have seen in a phone priced below 20k. Definitely it's not bad performance in low light conditions, but it's just kind of an average performer in low light conditions with noise creeping in most of the low light condition photos. Now the flash is also there. There's a dual tone LED flash, and what happens with a flash is that the colors do get washed out when you apply the flash. So that's one issue. If you're taking photos, especially the close-up images, they tend to get the colors washed out when you're using the flash. So these were the low light images taken with the Moto M and using the flash as well. So that's all with the rear camera. Now talking about the front camera. So we can say that this is an 8 megapixel shooter, and here again you can see that the front facing camera does the job pretty well, and you can see the photos have decent clarity and color quality, and they're pretty good for social shares. Although we have a lot of selfie focused cameras in this price category like the Vivo V5 and the Oppo F1s, the Moto M is not as good as those phones, but definitely does the job pretty well in terms of the selfie experience. Now let's talk about the video recording. So this phone can record videos in 1080p, and this is the sample which we have taken with the front rear camera recorded in 1080p during daylight, and again the video recording quality looks quite decent for a phone in the mid-range category. So that was the camera review of the Moto M, and overall we would say it's quite a decent camera in this price segment, and daylight shots were quite good and does the job pretty well. Now a lot of viewers might be interested in knowing how does it perform when compared to the Moto G4 Plus, which is one of the really good cameras in this price segment. So for that answer we will do a detailed comparison between these two devices, that the Moto M and the Moto G4 Plus, to analyze which is a better camera out there. But initial impressions looks like the Moto G4 Plus will be the better camera out there, but we'll conclude once we are done detailed camera review. But definitely the Moto M is a decent camera out there, and for casual shooters it won't disappoint with pretty decent clarity and color quality. So that was a detailed camera review of the Moto M. Hope you liked this video. Don't forget to hit the like button and also subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.